Good evening, everyone. I want to thank you for joining me tonight. Hope you are all doing well. My name is Kelly Wentworth. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Kennebunk, Maine. Hope you're having a good evening. I want to thank you for taking time to stop by. If you're new to my channel, please say hello and let us know where you're from so we can welcome you. And once you pop on, make sure you say hello so we can say hi. I am just checking the feed to make sure I am where I'm supposed to be. Hi, Karen. How are you? Are you home or in Connecticut tonight? Hi, Anne. Yes, you're on the right night. I'm sitting there thinking, are you trying to confuse me or what are you trying to do? I've been so busy lately, I was like starting to question myself. Oh my gosh, too funny. You're good and you're ready. Awesome. Oh, you sold the house. That's awesome, Karen. So was that your house or whose house was that? Is that another house that you had? I wasn't quite sure. Yeah, Anne was trying to confuse me, Karen. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my God. I have been like, since I came back from my trip too, I've just been like really busy. I've been with my grandchildren a lot, which has been awesome. But they've left and my kids, my grandchildren all gone to camp for a few days. So it's been, actually since yesterday, it's been kind of quiet around here. So I'm just catching up on a few things. Hi, Sharon. Thank you for joining. How are you? Oh, that's Greg's house. Yay! Now, Greg, is that your son? I think it is, right? It's so awesome when you get a task like that and you get it accomplished, isn't it? It's like crazy. Yeah, so it's been quite, actually the weather here has turned out really nice. It was really crappy this morning and this afternoon, early this afternoon, the sun, I could see the sun trying to peek through. It's beautiful, it's warm, but not too hot. It's actually beautiful. Your 6th grade sweetheart. Oh, is that who I see you with in pictures? Wink, wink. I'm doing well. Sharon, thank you for asking. I was just saying how it's just been like really crazy busy before I went on my trip, and then since I've been back, and I feel like I've been behind trying to play catch up and trying to get some stuff done around here. I just had a lot going on, it seems, but other than that, it's been good. Wink, wink, Karen. Gotta love those young childhood sweethearts. Okay, so we're gonna get started. So let me just get down here and we'll talk about a couple of business things first. So, Celebration. What do you think about Celebration so far? I am loving it. And right now, for anyone that may not know or may see this on YouTube, and if you're a YouTube watcher also, please make sure you, once this video is uploaded, that you say hello and let me know where you're from, because I do read all my comments. So Celebration is going to be through the month of August and September with every $50 order or 100. There are 2 levels. You can pick a gift or a prize product out of here, and I'm telling you, I've been really excited with these products. Now, I haven't played a lot with the Christmas stuff yet. I didn't want to start too early, to be honest with you. I know some people did Christmas in July, and I just didn't have it this time. I'm like, no, I think I'm going to wait. But the products in here are beautiful. So for those of you who have received some Celebration, what do you think? What are your favorites so far? Because I think they're wonderful. Okay. And right now, during Celebration, you can join Celebration. You can get the typical starter kit, which is $99. You get $125 worth of free products. You get a free paper pumpkin kit. You get a business literature pack that has your catalogs and forms and all of that stuff. That's valued at almost $50. And you get free shipping. And during Celebration, they usually have a little extra bonus in there. And this time for Celebration 2, because this is our second Celebration, you can pick any one of these bundles for free and add it to your starter kit when you join Stampin' Up. And you can join Stampin' Up as a hobbyist. You know, you don't have to do videos like I do. You don't have to. You can just do it to support your own craft. You can be just a discount shopper, which many people join for that reason. So if that's something that you're interested in, please send me a message here on Facebook or email. You can go the email is fine too. If you want to talk more about it, I would love to have you get the discount on all your future purchases, especially with the holidays coming right around the corner and both of these catalogs being just released. So there's so many beautiful products in the mini catalog and in the Celebration. So your order is in transit. Oh, I know, Sharon. Celebration is like, I always loved Celebration. Even before I joined Stampin' Up, I always had workshops during Celebration and made the best of those extra benefits during Celebration. And I am really excited that they are doing 2 a year. I think that's good for us. I think it's good for customers. It gives them a break. And it splits it up a little bit and makes it a little bit more exciting to have 2 that last for 2 months instead of 1 that lasts for 3 months. So, yeah, I think it's all good. So, again, if that's something you're interested in, reach out. I would love to chat a little bit more with you and have you get discounts on all your future products, especially with these bundles, because some of these bundles, I mean, the value's up to an extra $70. So that is a huge savings right now. And if you do it and you can do it for 6 months, and if you don't want to continue doing it, all you do is drop. No harm, no foul. You don't lose anything. You get more for your money, even for that amount of time. So that's something I think you should think about. Okay, let's move this. We'll talk about sharing. So don't forget to share the video. Once you share the video, just comment that you've shared. This helps me get my videos out to other people and hopefully give people an opportunity that may want to come and watch and maybe learn a few card ideas or techniques or get some inspiration. So last week, the giveaway was these beautiful Petal Passion embellishments. If you can see them up close, I didn't want to open them because it's a brand new pack. It's not even opened. So that is them. And the winner of last week is Ann Paquette. And congratulations! You're a winner. And thank you for sharing, my friend. I really appreciate it. And then this week, the drawing is going to be a brand new pack of Real Red ribbon. This is solid red. It's called Real Red. And just in time for the holidays coming, this will be beautiful on your upcoming holiday projects. So brand new, not even opened. So share the video, get it out there, and you could be a winner for next week. Congratulations, Anne. Okay, we're going to get started. So tonight, I have to tell you, so when I was trying to think about what I wanted to do this week for my cards, I started thinking about what things were already in my craft room, not anything new, and I have a lot of new stuff. Trust me, I have a lot of new stuff, and I haven't even, like, I've used a little bit, but I haven't really even touched the new stuff that I have. But I wanted to go back, and I wanted to go back to a set that I only used once. It's in the annual catalog. Some of you may remember it. It's called Mountain Air. This set is really cool. I only used it once, and I was going back through my cards trying to find the cards that I made, and honestly, I think I might have put them in a card box that are in my she shed, because they were not in my stash here, which I have quite a few of them. So I had to start from scratch and say, okay, I'm gonna do this all over again. But this is a set that is really good. It's great for all occasion. If you notice, there are no sentiments on this, but that's okay, because you can use any sentiments of any other stamp set. And the other thing is, this set goes with so many other sets, but there's so much that you can do with this set. Now, you may look at this and say, look at all the stamps there, but it only says there's 7. That's because this is one of our reversible sets. And what it means is, this is what the front looks like, and this is what the back looks like. Stampin' Up! Has made just a select few sets of stamps that are reversibles, which means you can use the photopolymer on either side of the stamp. So you can either stamp on this side or stamp on this side. And it really makes a difference when you're working with the mountains or you're working with the trees. And it's a phenomenal set. And the more I started playing with it, boy, you want to talk about inky fun? I had ink all over me because I started blending, I started masking. So that's what I decided I'm going to do for you tonight. It also comes with dies right here. And I have this one out because I actually use this for the mountains to create a mask, and I'm going to use that tonight. But I didn't even get in to using these dies. I wanted to use these and play with these, and I didn't even get a chance. I got messing around, and I'll show you my other samples after. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with this set. Do any of you have this set? Or has this been anything that you might have had your eye on? Oh, you have? Okay, Ann. Yes, I have a she shed. So I wanted a shed, and I had one built back, I don't know, I think this is maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and I call it my she shed. I even have a little wood sign over the top that says Kelly's She Shed, and it's primarily, I have a lot of my stamping stuff in there, and we do put some of the pool stuff in, you know, when the summer's over, but my patio stuff. But for the most of it, well, primarily I wanted it for me, but it does work for a dual purpose. So hopefully, Anne, I will inspire you to get yours out and play with it after this. So okay, we'll get started. So the first card, I think, is just beautiful. And I want to show you. And what I did on this was I did some masking, and I also did a lot of blending. How many of you like blending. I absolutely love blending. It can change the whole idea of your card. You can really change up a card just by using a blending brush. And our new blending brushes are the bomb, I will say. Do you think that's pretty? I love this. Okay, so we're going to get started. So the base is the thick Whisper White, and that's 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. So it's the, they call it the hot dog version. We'll put that aside. And then I have Pacific Point 4 by 5 1/4, and that's going to go on top here for a layer. Okay. And then we have another piece of regular white, just basic white, and that's 3 3/4 by 5. And this is where we're going to do our stamping. Okay. Do you guys like blending and doing those types of things on your cards? Hold on one second. Hold on one second. I had someone that was having a hard time getting on. Okay, so let's see how we do with this. So what we're going to do is, so I took the die, just first and foremost, just let me tell you that I took this die for the mountains, and I actually cut out a mask. And I think I did actually make like 3, because if you're going to make one, you might as well make a couple, 2 or 3, and put them in the, I keep them in the case so that we could have them for later. So anytime I use the stamp set, they'll already be made. So that's one task that I did. So we're going to use the mask. And we're going to start out using the mountains first. Now there are 2 sides to the, like I said, 2 sides to these stamps. Let me just tell you, there's a textured side and then there's the flat side. So you can make a stamp set, I mean, you can make a, you know, you can stamp with the actual detailed trees, and then if you wanted to do, I mean, mountains, and then you could turn it over and you could do the back side if you wanted to, and make it look like there's more mountains behind there. Okay, I am going to be using the detailed side here. Okay, and we're going to be using Pacific Point, I believe is what I used to stamp. You love blending? Do you like the card, Ann? Now, what I will say also is, because these stamps are long, and I didn't realize I only had one. This is the eye block. So these work with the eye block. I thought I had more than one. I only had one. I love our blocks because they're thick and they have height to them, so when you're stamping. But I did find this one. I don't know where I got this one. So this one is a knockoff, I guess. But we're going to start out with Pacific Point, and we're going to, and I did this, you're going to see, maybe just up, not half, but a little bit up. So maybe about 1/3. Okay. So we are going to do that right about there. And the stamp is long, so it is going to go off the page. Can you guys see that okay? Okay, so now on this one, now we're going to do the tree line. Okay, so this one I'm not masking, I'm doing one set of the mountain. So now we're going to do the tree line. Same thing, you have the detailed side and then you have the back side. We're going to do the detailed side, okay, and we're going to do that in Memento Black. And then I'm going to show you how we do the reflection, okay. Let me close this up so I don't get myself into it here. So we're going to stamp it up. Now, there's going to be, I'm not going to do, because this is like a tree line with a bunch of, looks like a bunch of grass or field in front of it. I don't want that, okay? So I'm gonna get a wipey. And I just want where the trees are, okay? Can you guys see this okay? And I'm just gonna wipe some of that off, because I'm really looking more for the tree line. Okay, so I'm using a wipey for that, and then let me get a napkin or paper towel, and you do want to make sure it's dry, because I used a wipe, baby wipe, and you're just going to dry it. Okay, so can you see that, how I just kind of took some of that off? I didn't want all of the excess. Now when you put this on, you're going to go into the mountains a little bit. You want it overlapping, okay? I'm glad you love blending, Karen. I hope that you will like this card. So you can see, okay, so now I'm going to clean the stamp with my chamois. And now we need to do the reflection, okay? So we're going to stamp it up again. Okay. And then we have to do the same thing. Going to take off some of that on the bottom. It kind of went up a little bit. I think it'll be all right. And then I'm just going to dry it. And then what we're going to do with this one is we're going to do it upside down to make it look like it's a reflection. Okay? So we're going to do it the opposite way. So does it look like a reflection to you? Oh my goodness, I forgot an important piece. Crap. Okay, hang on. No, I didn't. So now what we need to do, I am going to do a masking, because if you notice on here, do you see how there's like a moon behind the mountains? So what I'm using is a sticky note, and I'm going to use a 2-inch circle punch. And I'm just going to punch that out. And that's what I'm going to use to do the moon. Now, there are stickies out there that I got to look into, that this sticky like all over the sticky, not just on the top. But this will work. So we are going to put the moon down over there like that. You decide how much of the moon you want showing. Stick it down there like that. Okay. And now we're going to get the blending out. We're going to do some blending. So I'm going to use Balmy Blue first. And let me get my... Do you guys like the blending brushes? All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off here and we're going to start blending. Now my table may shake a little bit. I have a high table here and I'm pressing kind of hard. And I am going down the sides to there, and I am going to leave a little bit of white just over the top of the moon, or try to here. Okay. You guys still with me? I think blending it's something that can really, really change up the look of your project. And it's not a hard technique. It's not a hard thing to do. It may take a little practice. The more you do it, the easier it gets. And it's easier to just turn the card to make sure you're getting it in the areas that you really want to get it in. Okay, so that's Balmy Blue. Now we're going to accent that color, and we're going to go back to the Pacific Point. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I am going to do a little Pacific Point. And we're going to do the same thing. I think it makes a difference adding some of these different colors in. Okay, and we're going to finish it off with Night of Navy. And this is really where it's gonna show up here. The Night of Navy, I think, really adds kind of that night vision, night view, you know, kind of like a night scene. What do you think? Okay, now what we're going to do is we are going to bring this back in, and we're going to add the trees down here. Okay, so we're using the tall single tree, and we're going to use Memento for that. Thank you, Karen. So how I'm doing that is just kind of going a little bit to the edge. And when you do this, you're going to want to do it like different heights to make it look like there's a forest there. Okay, and we're going to go on this side. And it's okay if you go off a little bit. Another tip when you're doing this kind of a scene or effect, when you have a stem on your tree and you're trying to make it look like you want to try to not get it so the stem is showing. So you want to make sure that you don't have, because you don't want it to look like the tree's floating, if you know what I mean. Does that make sense? There we go. Okay. And really the blending is the star of the show, I think, on this card. Okay. And there's the moon. See, you can see how the moon is shining out there. And then now this, like I said, this would be a great masculine card. This set is great for masculine cards, but it can be really any occasion. You can do happy birthday. This one was happy birthday. I think I'll do another happy birthday. Let me find my happy birthday stamp. And I'm going to do that also in the Memento Black. The happy birthday, it is from Peaceful Moments. Love this set. Love it. It has a little bit of everything. That's in the annual catalog. Thank you, Julie. Even my husband was impressed with this one. So we're going to layer this on the 4 by 5 1/4. Let me get my wipey out. This is when you do a lot of sponging, you can get inky fingers. So you just want to be careful that you're wiping your hand, you don't get it all over the place here. Yeah, I think the dark, Karen, really adds to it, and then we're just going to put that on the thick Whisper White. This way. Yeah, what do you think? Isn't that pretty? I love it. Okay, I'm gonna do another one. Let me clean up my mess here. I think Pacific Point is a beautiful color as well, and I don't think it gets enough love, honestly. It's such a pretty blue. Okay, so get that over there. Okay, let's do card number 2. So this one, a little different than number 1. So this one has 2 sets of the mountains. So I'm going to attempt, I say attempt, to do it twice. So we're going to have to do a little bit of masking for that. And then here it is with the tree line, but we're going to leave all of that in the front, which I think is really pretty. And I'm going to show you how we're going to color that in. It's on, we're going to start out with Very Vanilla, thick Very Vanilla, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. I did already emboss with the new bark. This is the new bark embossing folder. Absolutely love it. Look at that texture. And we're going to use, this is Mossy Meadow, and this is 4 by 5 1/4, and we're going to layer that on there like this. And we're going to use crumb cake to do the stamping. Okay, and I have cut that out with one of these stitched rectangles already. Right here. So we are going to stamp the mountains in crumb cake. Okay. Yeah, I love this new, we have some great, excellent new embossing folders, and that's one of them. Okay, so we're going to get the mountains out. And we're going to do that in Crumb Cake. Okay, so we're going to do tone on tone. Okay. And we're going to do that right across, oh, probably about here. And now we're going to take the mask. Now what I did is I have, so here's my mask, and I just use this removable adhesive. Stampin' Up doesn't sell it, but you can get it pretty much anywhere. And we're going to put that on there, just like that. And then we're going to stamp it again. So we're going to ink it up. And I'm just going to go off a little bit, maybe not exactly on. I'm going to move the mountains over a little bit. Now I'm over a mask, so I am rocking it a little bit in hopes that I do it without getting a gap in it. We'll see how it comes out. A little bit of one. It's hard to say. You can always fill that in with your marker. So that's how you get double mountains. You just use a mask, cover it up. How many of you like masking? I mean, do you guys do that a lot? Let me clean that up. Clean that up. Okay, now we're going to get the tree line. So we're going to switch gears here. And I'm going to do the trees in Old Olive. Okay. I'm going to do the trees in Old Olive. And we're going to do all the trees. The tree line and in front of it. And again, when you're doing this, you want to go just over the mountains, okay? Give it a second for the ink to transfer. Isn't that pretty? And then we're going to add the trees. Let me clean this. Yeah, doing tone on tone, if you know, depending on how that works, yeah, it doesn't always show up. But even with this, I mean, it could be, I mean, you could color that, it could be, you could make it snow, you could kind of do some other things with it, but it really doesn't show up that bad, I don't think. Now on this one, I used the trees from a new Christmas stamp set. It's the one I think I used last week because I had it on my desk. So I used these trees. But I'm going to use the trees from this set because I want it to see more detail of the trees. Okay, so we're going to do that in the old olive, and we're going to do it the same way we kind of did the other one. So we're going to do it like that. And again, you want to kind of do it different lengths. You can make one higher, one lower. Ooh, 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 ooh. Did you see that? I think it was on my stamp. It was. Oh. All right. Let me see. We're going to color it in anyways, so I don't think it's going to matter. But you got to see, you got to watch it. See how I got the ink on that inside, on the corner? It means I'm pressing too hard. These ink pads, these new ones, are not like the old linen ones. You don't need to press that hard. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to color this in, so hopefully that takes care of the boo-boo. So we're going to get another blending brush out, and we're going to use Old Olive. And we're just going to put a little bit of color in here. You don't want a lot, you just kind of want it to blend. It's going to show up a little bit, but that's all right. I'm okay with that. And then on this one, I'm going to do the thank you from that same set, and we're going to use the black memento. Oh, I know. Isn't it frustrating when you do something like that? It's like, whoo. We are going to do, see if I can try to hide that a little bit. Well, not too bad. I covered up most of it. Hey, Lori, how are you? Lori, did you see my first card? I didn't even see when you popped on. And then the finishing touch of that, no mistakes, they're called design opportunities. No kidding. Lori, I'll show you my first card that you missed. This was card number 1. Isn't that pretty? Okay. And what I'm going to do here for the top, you saw how I have the sky there. So I'm just going to use my blend. I'm not even going to see if I need to ink it up again. I'm just going to do a little bit here. I may have to put a little bit more color on it. Yeah. A little bit more color. There, how's that look? Just a little bit of sky showing. Okay. So, let me clean up my... Isn't that pretty? All right, so we are going to put that on the Mossy Meadow. And then I actually popped this one up on dimensionals, and I think I'm going to put this one, I'm going to glue this one down. So we'll see how we like the difference. And I'm using my liquid glue because I'm adding it to an embossed layer. And it works better when you do that. What do you think? You like it? Thank you, Sharon. I'm going to tell you, this set really is really beautiful. It really is. Do that. I mean, I think, you know, there's no sentiments in it, but there's just so many possibilities. And like I said, I didn't even really get into the dyes. The only dye I used was to make the mask. There's so much more I wanted to do, and I just ran out of time. I will show you, let me show you what else. Here's one. And I added the little, I did the sun behind it, so I did some masking on that one. Hey Lisa, I didn't even see it pop on. How are you? And I also did, now this one, I did this one not with this set, but I was in my sponging and blending mode, so I made this one. And that would actually make a nice Christmas card too. Yes, you can easily pop up the trees, and that I really wanted to, I was starting to get some ideas in my head about, you know, like doing that, like putting it, you know, doing it in white and really popping it up, or, you know, this one here I used Wink of Stella on the trees, but I did them in black. And then this one I did, the last time I was playing with this, and I never finished the card. What I did on this one is I stamped the mountains, if you can see it, there you go. So I stamped the mountains on black, and then I embossed with clear embossing powder to make them sparkle. And then for the background, I used the stamp spots, the small stamp pads that come with your paper pumpkins, and I just made the background with that. But I never finished this card. I did find this, and I'm like, oh, I got to finish this card, and I just didn't have time. But isn't that pretty? I mean, again, how easy is that? Because this one is a really simple card. Put your sentiment on it. Really, really, really simple. So that's it for tonight. I want to thank you ladies for joining. I hope you are inspired to maybe do some blending with the blending brushes and maybe some masking, it really can be a game changer when it comes to your crafting projects. It can change things up, and it's not hard. It's not hard at all. I hope I've inspired you to give it a try, and hopefully you like the set. I love this set. It may be intimidating to some. I think, the more you play with it, the easier it gets. So hope you all have a great rest of the evening. I hope you have a great week. Thanks again for joining me, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.